Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Jacob Collier, Djesse Volume 4. The frustrating thing about discussing Jacob Collier is that his well-connected talent can overshadow what he actually does with it. The classic genius music school act with ridiculous technical chops but limited organic inspiration, who I might respect more than I actually like. Now this is his fourth and potentially final chapter of this series, and I'll be honest, when the first song 100,000 Voices on this 70-minute album ended with a horrible transition and quite possibly one of the worst metal sections I have heard in recent memory, I was tempted to veto this on the spot. I mean, get past that and Collier mostly slips into a sheltered comfort zone of guest-studded, overly polished, bombastic yet tasteful soul, where you watch a lot of exceptionally talented people utterly fail to find organic texture or potent groove, or really just live up to the genre's name of soul. That is, when he's not making a lot of twee, jazzy genre swerves mid-songs that proves that he can, while avoiding the question if he should, especially with anything close to rap like on Box of Stars Part 1, or like with rock on WELLLL, reminding me way too much of Styx, and yes, that includes that wasted guitar solo from Steve Vai. But I'm sorry, these are not new critiques. I said a lot of this and more back in 2020 when I covered the last entry in this series. But with even bigger names, like from Brandi Carlile to Michael McDonald, from Shawn Mendes to Stormzy, from John Legend and Tori Kelly delivering a cover of Bridge Over Troubled Water that is an absolute dud, to Kirk Franklin and all manner of orchestras, there is a grandiosity to this album that wants to encompass a worldwide scope, but feels increasingly like a Disney-fied sanitization of these sounds. Getting fucking Camilo on Mi Corazon does not help matters, where I'm near certain this is going to get big Grammy nods as what the Academy thinks makes them look good, and honestly, it kinda doesn't. And look, if I felt like this album had any sense of thematic richness, I'd be more willing to try more and buy in. I don't dislike Collier's odd, throaty delivery. He has gotten better as a singer. And while this project is bloated as all hell, and the momentum evaporates in the back half, there are performances in more conventionally structured songs that I kind of respect. Brandi Carlile, of course, is excellent on Little Blue. Lizzy McAlpine is effective alongside John Mayer's restrained guitar work on Never Gonna Be Alone. And even she Put Shineshine, it feels like something Jack Garrett might have cut a couple of years back. I kinda like it despite myself. Yes, I know how corny it is. But even a few steps into the lyrics and the album just feels derivative and kind of vapid, with flimsy love songs wrapped around a paper-thin theme of bringing the worlds of voices together to marvel at the scale, when I can't help but notice how self-aggrandizing it all is in passing. It makes sense that Chris Martin shows up on Over You with K-pop act aespa that blows a pretty solid hook with a lot of wonky dubstep drops that I've heard better mixed by bedroom producers. I mean, Coldplay is all about themes like this, especially in recent years, but at least that band can capture some sense of darkness or a very human intimacy, even at their worst, and it's got more charm than this, exacerbated by the odd fact that for as much of vocal harmonization that is happening here, there's very little chemistry that manifests between Collier and all of his guest stars. Look, on some level, I'm the wrong critic for this, I recognize that. I've been listening to incredibly intricate and theatrical music in this vein for decades now. I'm not going to be wowed on sheer technical prowess that the industry loves to wildly overpraise in their prescribed genres, when the lyrics, the hooks, and the production are nothing to write home about. And if you've got an album this twee and earnest, I gotta say this, there needs to be a stronger organic core to pull me in beyond all the set dressing. I mean, he may be better off working behind the scenes as a producer for acts where they need that added little bit of compositional flair or production polish. I just loved his work on SZA's Good Days, for instance. Very obvious example, but again, it's true. But for me, I'm sorry, this feels hollow. The fans can have this, and even for them, I don't know. Tough recommendation. I know he's done better. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to like and see more, please be sure to like, drop subscriptions, hey, drop comments as well, maybe even recommendations, share this around. I know this is kind of temperamental. Again, Jacob Collier is one of those acts that tends to get a lot of backlash when I've actually criticized him in the past. We'll see where this goes. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. And if you all actually want to get involved in potentially supporting the channel, maybe getting albums on my schedule, or hell, just arguing with me more directly on my Discord, link to my Patreon is right over there. Once again, no obligation, tough times, I understand. Option is available. Till then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse. I'll see you next time.